University. During the 2024 election, the Western Carolina campus site had the second highest turnout of any site in Jackson County, serving nearly 17% of the county's entire electorate. What about Sunday voting? Yeah, eliminated in at least 5 counties for the 2026 primaries. The same Sunday voting that the Fourth Circuit found was targeted because it was disproportionately black, same souls to the polls tradition that a federal court called a smoking gun of racial discrimination, that one. And it doesn't stop there. A new bill filed in February this month would slash early voting statewide from 3 weeks to just 6 days and ban all Sunday voting entirely, while the State Elections Board has separately moved to list 98,000 voters as inactive, requiring them to cast provisional ballots that require additional steps to be counted and that disproportionately go uncounted. And if you want to know the mindset behind all of this, Guilford County's Republican Elections Board chairman, when asked about the closing campusing voting sites, offered this explanation. As citizens in this great county, we have certain rights and privileges. Rights are those things that we get automatically. And then he said that voting was a privilege. You know, not something that every citizen gets. A board chairman describing voting as a privilege in 2026 in a state where a federal court found that legislators deliberately targeted black voters with surgical precision. But students from universities and colleges who had come to the board meeting to protest were ejected from the room when they caused a disruption after the vote. As one student put it, they tried to silence us here, but they know that outside of that conference room, they cannot do anything to stop our voices from being heard. Now, as I said, North Carolina is not unique. It's simply the best documented example because the legislators were particularly careless about leaving evidence. They put the racial data requests in writing. They admitted their justifications in court. A Republican consultant told a newspaper on the record that if black people voted Republican, none of this would have happened. But here's where it gets worse. Because what North Carolina did with that request to the State Election Board, the Trump administration is now doing on a national scale. Since May of 2025, the Department of Justice has demanded full, unredacted voter rolls from at least 47 states and Washington, D.C. Not the public versions, no. The versions with driver's license numbers, partial social security numbers, full dates of birth, and current addresses. Most states refused. So the DOJ sued them. 24 states and DC so far. A federal judge in California threw the case out, warning against what he called unbridled consolidation of all electoral powers in the executive. A judge in Oregon dismissed it too. But the lawsuits keep coming. And when Minnesota refused